Hey everybody, Dr. Nelson here. This is a video on independent and dependent variables. Okay, so what I want you to do is take notes, please, on the first couple pages, and then you have a chance to try some problems on your own, and then at the end you can see how you did. All right. So my goal is by the end of this lesson, you're going to understand the difference between an independent variable and a dependent variable. All right. So think about it. An independent variable. What does it mean to be independent? Okay. We celebrate the 4th of July. It's our Independence Day, right? To be independent means to be kind of on your own, all right? Where dependent means you need something else, right? Think about like a baby is very dependent on a mother or a father, right? So think of these words as you do these and think of their meaning, all right? But take a look at the graph down here. And this shows the price of apples. So let's say we're going to Stop and Shop or Walmart to buy some apples. And notice the x-axis has the number of pounds of apples, and the y-axis is the cost. All right? Now think about it. The cost of the apples is going to depend on how many you buy. Right? If you buy one apple or 1 pound of apples, excuse me, it's going to cost you about $2. But if you buy more than that, it's going to cost you more than $2, right? So the cost is dependent on the number of pounds, all right? But the number of pounds is independent of the cost, all right? So a couple things to write down. The independent variable, all right, is the variable that stands alone. All right, it's not impacted by factors. All right, and this is the big one. Normally the independent variable is on the x-axis. All right, now here's kind of a cheesy way to remember this, but each one of these little lines here, they're called tick marks, kind of looks like an eye, right? So that's one way to remember that the x-axis represents the independent variable. All right. Now the dependent variable, this is kind of like the results. The results, okay? And this tends to be the y-axis of the graph. All right, so let's take a look at this problem here. It says Naomi and Mara are at the Washington County Fair and are waiting in line to ride on the Ferris wheel. They're trying to figure out how long they'll need to wait before they get to the front of the line. The more people in the line ahead of them, the longer they will need to wait. Okay, I'm sure you've been to a fair before where there's a long line for a ride and it's a long wait. Well, P is going to be the number of people in line ahead of Naomi and Mara, and W is the length of time Naomi and Mara will need to wait. So the question is, which of the variables is independent and which is dependent? All right. Now think about it. Isn't the length of the line going to be dependent on the number of people, right? So the independent variable is going to be the number of people. So this is going to be the p-value, so because p is the number of people, and W is going to be the length of time Naomi and Mara will need to wait. So this is going to be the number of people, and this is going to be the length of time. So as the number of people increases, we can expect that the length of time to wait for the ride is going to increase as well. So the number of people is the independent variable, and the length of time to get on the ride is the dependent variable. All right, so there's one more problem for you to try. So when you pause the video, and then when you're done, you can see how you did. All right, good luck. All right, welcome back. Let's see how you did with this problem. Okay, so Brady, a pizza blogger, receives payment for an advertiser each month. the more site visitors he has, the more he earns. So in this case, the V value is going to be the number of visitors Brady receives, and M is going to be the amount of money Brady earns. So the question is, which of the variables is independent and which is dependent? And then we need to label the graph, the axes, with the proper labels. All right. Now, for this one, think about this for a second. Right? Brady wants lots of hits on his website, right? Because the more hits he gets, the more money he makes. All right. So in this case, the independent variable is going to be the number of visitors. So this is going to be the V value, and the amount of money is going to be dependent on how many visitors, right? So this is going to be the M value. So the V value is going to be the number of visitors, and the M value is going to be the amount of money. All right. So the number of visitors was the independent value, and the amount of money is dependent on the number of visitors. All right. How'd you do?